All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Straight Red Football Channel. This is the Tier 4 edition slash Christmas edition slash
Brexit,
the
Brexit deal.
Brexit deal edition. You know what I mean? Lorries on the motorway and struggling to get to Calais edition. Yeah, you have your boy Silent K. You have your boy O-Guns as well. O-Guns, how you doing, mate?
It's Christmas Eve. Sad, man. Things at the moment are just
It's mad.
it's not good. It's not good. You?
Yeah, it's mad, man. Obviously, there's a lot of people who probably had major plans to spend Christmas with their family and stuff. And
They're still gonna do it anyway.
you know what? People are still gonna do it. You know what I mean? You know the neighbors are gonna be snitching. You know what I'm saying? You know them ones. The neighbors are gonna be peeping at the curtain and calling 999 real quick.
If there was money on it, I'd do it too. I don't want to lie. If there was money on it, I'm not gonna lie to people. If there was money on it, hey, why not?
Do you
It's
know
free
what?
money.
Yeah, they should maybe listen. If they really wanted to make this work, yeah, you're right. Put money on
Put some
it.
money behind that. Yeah, man.
Watch how
Hey,
much people
speed
start
dial.
snitching. You know what I mean? Ransoms and that. But yeah, man. So yeah, no, let's get into this anyway, man. It's been we want to today gonna just kind of generally talk about the season so far. How's we're 14 games into the Premier League. Liverpool at the top as it stands, so we might as well start with them. Just generally, like, what's your thoughts on Liverpool? Like, I'll go into it first. Like, obviously, Liverpool have had a bit of a rocky start at the beginning, but I would say since that hammering by Aston Villa, they have slowly got into some sort of rhythm. One thing, if I was to compliment Liverpool, yeah, is regardless of their injuries, people that have come in have it's like they've come in and kind of just slotted in without really, really looking shaky. Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking about the guy in midfield, Jones. I'm thinking about even all the defenders they've had. What they've had, that Reece Williams is his name.
Phillips.
Yeah, like they have when they've come in, they've not like they haven't been battered. Let's just to cut a long story short, they haven't been battered. You know what I mean? So yeah, what's your thoughts on Liverpool, man?
No, they're doing their job. Like you can't, fair play to them. Everyone thought, well, not everyone. Some people thought, and I thought, and I still do to some extent, that they are not the same team as last year, and the injuries are taking a toll. They are getting the wins, but they before this week, before that 7-0, they'd actually been conceding quite a few goals. They conceded more than Chelsea, and quite a few other teams in the league. And not that you would have just thought with Van Dijk there, and even against the game against Crystal Palace, like Alisson had to make a lot of saves. So, and even though it ended 7-0, I don't think Crystal Palace deserved it, and I think that they are still getting away with a few things. But they've got the points in the top of the league, so not much more to it than that. Really, they're doing their job. So
You know what? I was just saying about the Palace game, yeah. So you're right. Like, at what point was it that AU squared it behind Zaha?
no,
Was
that
it
was
0-0?
poor, man. I might have been. I think it might have been, or it was one, or it might have been one. I think it might have been. It was either 0-0 or one, because he did a
Okay.
few. He did a few poor passes to Zaha, or there was a few chances they kind of had, which weren't full chances, but if they were executed properly, they were basically tap-ins. So, but yeah,
I mean,
that's what
it
you
was a
get,
bit mad.
isn't it?
It was a bit mad because obviously goals change games, in it. Especially it changes the mentality of the team on the pitch. And like, we know what Palace is about. They sit back and counter. So if they had scored at that moment, it could have been a tougher game.
Oh, it
Because
would have changed everything.
yeah, because it wasn't even like Liverpool was playing great before that point. They were just clinical. Do you know what I mean? They just took their chances when they came in it. So if Palace had scored then, it might have changed the game. But in saying that, I think just generally Liverpool are looking pretty like they're slowly getting into momentum. Thiago's back in training, which is
Milner and there's someone else in training. There's three of them have come back in
yeah.
training.
So though they haven't really been massively affected by the injuries, these people are going to come in and add some depth to the squad, in it. And just thinking about Liverpool again, I thought they was really impressive when they beat Spurs. I thought it was really impressive. They obviously that was like the the top of the table clash a couple of weeks ago, and they seemed pretty on it. They was really like
No, they
putting
battered
pressure
them, but the thing I'd say is,
on.
come on, Mourinho don't care. He's comes with his boss and he plans to get his points, and he almost
Mm,
did. He could have nicked it, to be fair. So
mm,
fair
mm,
play to him to obviously getting the 3 points, Liverpool, but I don't think that's necessarily a reflection of anything, because apart from maybe Man United, Tottenham, they
mm,
basically just sat behind the ball, Tottenham, right, for all the games against the bigger sides.
mm.
So and
All right.
they see the initiative, in my opinion, anyway. They see the
Yeah.
initiative.
All right. So
So
obviously, another one of the top six I want to discuss as well is Manchester City. So obviously, for like their season so far. So for me, clearly, Pep's sort of style of play, or how he's approaching games and how he's setting City up, has changed this season. And I would argue is for the worst. Maybe some people might say long term is for the best, but obviously he's going into this with 4-2-3-1, playing these two holding DMs, which is obviously having an effect on them going forward massively. Sometimes KDB seems a bit isolated. He's used to having a David Silva alongside him or something. And then, but the thing is that the positive side for them is that they're keeping a hell of a lot of clean sheets now. I know Pep's been getting excited saying it's because John Stones is back in the team and all this and that, but I think it's just because they're playing this 4-2-3-1. Now, to me, City don't have like I don't know. City like up front they got an issue. Like even the other day when they played, who was their last game when they won
Arsenal.
Southampton? Yeah,
Oh, Southampton.
they
Well, 1-0.
played they played Ferran up front. And you know what I mean? Just like it's like what don't they trust Jesus? But I mean, where's
He's not that guy,
Aguero's
man.
injury?
I think everyone knows he's not that guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He's just at the club. He's not that guy.
So like, what's your thoughts on how they've started this season? Like should there
They're
be a
still a
threat?
game behind, right? They're still a
Yeah,
game behind, and defensively, their defensive record's actually the best in the Prem. But they're not scoring many goals at all.
you
Like, I
see?
think out of the top 8, they've got the least goals. In fact, yeah, even at the top 10, they got the least goals.
Mm,
So it's and that at the end of the day, it's all good to keep clean sheets, but you need to win football matches, and I think they're going to struggle. Even when Aguero comes back, he's not that
mm,
guy, and even though he kind of is back because he's playing a bit, but he's got
mm.
constant niggles and injuries, right? So
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I think, man, Pep Guardiola. I know he even spent a lot this summer. I think he's finished that seat to some extent, unless the other teams collapse and they fall. Like Liverpool doesn't keep up like sensational form. In essence, he's
mm.
done. I think he's well for the Prem anyway. Champions League, anyone could win that, but for the Prem, I think he's kind
So
of done.
do you think he's done this switch of tactic because of Champions League though? Do you think like this two CDMs that he's gone to now is because of Champions League that he feels like if he has a more defensive setup, he has more of a chance? Do you think, because remember with Pep, we've always said he's naive, he doesn't change it, the way he plays. Suddenly now he's gone super defensive.
But is that super defensive really going to work in Champions League? I'm not convinced.
Mm,
I think the better teams in the Champions League, which there probably isn't many actually. I don't think the Champions League is maybe as strong this year because the European teams aren't as good as they previously were.
mm,
Apart from Bayern and maybe PSG, Barca and Real, they're not the same. Juve look a bit funny,
mm,
unless I'm going to say Atletico's. Yeah, basically, look, I don't think it's going to help him. I think those two CDMs aren't very mobile, and again, they might be conceding less in the Prem, but I think a Champions League team will probably still find them out.
mm,
I think so. I'm not convinced. I think, honestly, I think if they win the Carling Cup or Carabao, whatever they want to call it, and maybe the
mm.
FA, that would be a decent season for City. Obviously, get top 4. But other than that, I'm not expecting much from City. I'll be honest.
Okay. All right. So
Well,
you're kind of ruling
what
them
about
out.
you? Yeah, but what about you? You think they
Nah,
win the Premier
you
the
know
Champions
what?
League?
Do you know what? It's for me, it's a
It's
weird
possible,
season,
but
you know. It's a weird
no, it is.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a weird season. So it's like what I'm noticing. So obviously, the next team we're gonna talk about is United. But what I'm noticing is like this season. it's like you've got your teams that are just set up to counter attack, and you've got your obviously you've got a few, but you've got the majority of teams who are playing more of an attacking style of football. But when I'm thinking of City, it's like Pep is just taking off the risk. He's not taking no risks anymore. That's why he's playing the two CDMs. And I'm thinking, if he has if he's like, you know what, let's not go with Rodri and Gundogan or Rodri and Fernandinho, and then let's drop one of them, just play, I don't know, Fernandinho, and then go De Bruyne and I don't know, Foden or Bernardo
Bernardo
Silva.
Silva,
Yeah,
on choices.
yeah. Like, say they did that, all of a sudden they could look a lot more dangerous going forward if they, you know what I mean. But then, and that'll be, I guess that'll be against teams that sit back. But then when they come up, but then if they was to do that against teams that counter attack, like a Manchester United, for example, then City will get
Eating
hurt.
lad.
Yeah, City will get hurt. So I don't know. I just feel like Pep just needs to get that balance, and they might suddenly hit form, but you just never. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. He just probably needs to pick his games right in it and study his opponent a bit more. That's what I think, anyway. But yeah, just like leading on onto United then. So, it's been an interesting start to the season, roller coaster for a United fan. So obviously we're just going to talk about Ollie and just get him out the way. So, like for me, okay, statistically, it's a good start to the season. United obviously got Leicester on Saturday. If United were to beat Leicester, it's the early kickoff, then they go within 2 points of Liverpool. So statistically, it's a good start. Are we improving? I think the results are giving the players more confidence, so we look sharper. I thought that yesterday, even though it's the Carling Cup game, it was up against Everton's first team, and I think that was our best performance this season because it's the first time United have dominated the game against a team that's like also kind of sitting back as well. My thing has been, if you check United's results, like I actually think we're one of the most dangerous teams on the counter, like just around. So I feel like the teams that we've beaten, i.e., like Leeds recently, they came to the game proper naive, in my opinion. They came and was doing their thing. They played 4-1-4-1, yeah, and literally as soon as they lose the ball, the like United just killed them,
Yeah, but
and
no, to be honest, I don't think it's naivety though. I think that's just well, you could. I know what you mean by it's
yeah,
naive, but them man they know what they're gonna do. So
yeah,
I don't know if it's naive because
yeah.
for
Well,
them it's just
that's just
it's
their
just a punch
philosophy,
up,
then,
right?
isn't it?
Yeah, they just go into like a heavyweight thing and it's like a heavyweight fight, but they're saying nah, there's no need for hands up, just straight bangs,
You know,
just straight
that's
bangs.
Dubois and Joyce, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
The jabs, man's nose is bust. Man's got the cut in
Just
the
keep
eye.
going, yeah,
You know
just
what I'm
keep going,
saying?
bro.
But like, so for me, like when I look at United, I think to myself, okay, like we're beating teams that come and play us, innit? Anyone that comes to play us, we're gonna beat them. But then you've also got to look at the other results. Like some coaches have come and said, you know what, we know United are playing counter, so you know what, we're just gonna sit back as well. Ends up being a boring score, 0-0, or the Arsenal game we lost 1-0, but it was just a pen, or or when Man United have tried earlier in the season have tried to attack teams that sit back, boom, they counter and batter us. Spurs, Crystal Palace. Do you understand? So I'm thinking to myself, has Ollie learned or whatever? But then yesterday was like when I was watching the game. I don't know what it was. Just yesterday was the first time I'd seen us, and I was like, do you know what? That wasn't too bad. So obviously, he's the amount of times that he's got the get out of jail card. He's played the get out of jail card this season. I think there's been at least 3 occasions he's been one game away from getting sacked, and he's always like pulled out a result, or the team's pulled out a result in that moment in time. And now he's really got out of jail now because it sounds like Poch has gone to
Into PSG.
yeah, he's about to go to PSG. So I think that United this season, like it would be interesting to see if we're going to be able to now impose our game on teams that sit back. If that happened, if there is a change in that aspect, then I would begin to say, you know what, we're in and about what's going on. Until then, we have to see if that if yesterday's thing transfers to the league. I'll be curious to see what happens. For now, I won't get my hopes up too much. I still think Liverpool are the strongest team in the Prem at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. What's your thoughts on United? Actually, what are you thinking? you're a bit.
Yeah, man, you're winning, innit? You're winning at the moment. Like, no, there's not much more to say. Like, to be honest, I said it. I think I said it. Matt, I said it on the channel. I said it to someone else. Might have been deals that. At the end of the day, even though everyone was moaning about your form, you're only really losing big in Europe. Well, obviously apart from the first few games, you're only really losing in Europe. You're winning your away games in the Prem. Whether you deserve the points or not is another question. But you've got the points, and you always had the game in hand, and you still have it. So, as you said, if you win against Leicester, you'll be 2 points off top. So, grand scheme of things, it seems to be working out. But I'd probably say every time things start going well for United, there's always something around the corner. And now that Potter's gone, or going, or whatever, it might be another turn of the road. But I don't know. Like, we'll just see what happens. I think Leicester's going to be a tough one, though.
And yeah, of course. Leicester's going to be a tough one, isn't it? But if you check it, Leicester, Leicester, for example, are now, they don't just sit back and counter anymore. Under Brendan,
they play football.
They come to play. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, if they come to play United, we could hurt them.
Maybe, but they've beaten Spurs, City, Arsenal. They've beaten all of them. Clean. It's not even the games have all been clean. Yeah, but Arsenal's probably done the best against them out of everyone, because I think it was only 1-0.
I know, so, it's going to be interesting to see anyway. That's an interesting game on the weekend, to be fair. All right, let's talk about one of the other ones. So let's move on to Chelsea. So I'll let you start with this one, and then I'll jump in. Like, what's your thoughts on Chelsea season so far?
Where are we? Fifth? Are we sixth? We're fifth? You know, it is what it is, to be honest. It was a tough game on Monday against West Ham. Did a double of us last season. So it was good to get the points. And I think the main thing for Chelsea at the moment is getting the wingers back, and deciding who he wants to play and where he wants to play it. Because I think further forward is where the issues are coming from. Werner's been not very good at the moment. And
okay, let me jump in there.
Let me jump in. Shocking.
Let me jump in there on Werner. So remember earlier in the season,
I saw where's the best position.
Yeah, it must be like game 1 or game 2. I was like, hang on a minute, lads. Like, what type of a forward is he? Because to me, he looks like someone that needs spacing behind. Yeah. And the way the Prem's moving right now, with a lot of teams like doing the counter-attacking thing, he's not getting a lot of spacing behind. Hence why they're putting him out on the wing. Yeah. To get his feel his way into the game. So obviously it looks to me like obviously that investment was made for him to be your prime number 9, isn't it? So yeah, what's your
thought? Who knows? Like, at the end of the day, he doesn't want to lose Giroud. He likes Tammy Abraham, and he likes playing a big striker. So that means he has to go on the wing, basically. So that's basically the way I look at it. Simple as that. And yeah, people are saying about this and that, but some of the chances he's missing, nothing to do with where he's playing, because he should be scoring those no matter where he's playing. So
is he missing sitters?
Not sitters, they're not sitters, but against West Ham, he had 1, if not 2, really good chances. And basically the keeper saved them, but he should have scored. And he's had a few of those this season. But yeah, we are where we are. Like, I think when the wingers come back, I say wingers, when Ziyech comes back, because Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic are both back, actually. When Ziyech comes back, I think we'll be a bit more of a tastier prospect. But till then, kind of on ice, like, we'll just grind our way through games, but take the points. If we can get him, just take the points till he comes back.
Okay, and obviously, there's like, listen, like, Chelsea have done some good deals, obviously, with Chilwell throughout the season. He's obviously been a good sign. He's got injured now. So that injury news, obviously, fancy football fans, boy, we got something to do there anyway. But and obviously Thiago Silva's come in and just been a boss. But there's an elephant in the room. Let's talk about Kai. What's going on? Like, what's Kai's role? Where should he be
Oh no, I
playing?
spoke about this. Spoke about
Yeah.
this on the last episode. So I said it to Dills. It's an L, bruv. First time I saw him play for Chelsea, I was a bit like, I'm not sure, you know. And the problem is,
Oh, good.
it's not that. The real problem is that if we're gonna play him, he actually basically to play this like number 10-ish, he basically kind of needs to just be playing off the striker in essence for it to work. Because that way, at least if he's in the box with someone else, then there's two people in the box. Just change it. Okay, obviously I could put more people in the box, like I have a winger from the alternate side can come in. But my point is, if he's in the box, he's big and he's strong's probably he's only 21. But the point of view, he's got presence in essence because of his size. So he should be in the box for these kind of things, and then he'll get goals. Simple as ABC, really. It doesn't need to be dribbling past people and playing that slender through ball. You can probably, and play the through ball. Dribbling past people might be a bit more. He can obviously dribble past people, but it's a bit limited. But in terms of, he needs to basically be in the right areas to get goals, because that's the kind of thing he was doing before. Getting in the right area to get goals. So
is he a 10? Is he a number 10? What is he?
Mate, is confusing because, to be honest, sometimes they were playing him up front last year.
Yeah.
So, but my point is, he's definitely, let's be realistic, he's not a striker. He's definitely not a Prem striker anyway. If you look at just his attributes and the way he plays, he's definitely not a striker. So he basically needs to be playing, as I said, for me anyway, he needs to be playing off the striker for him to be effective. So, which means that's going to put more pressure on the midfield, on the two. So, which is another thing, but we'll just see what happens, really. There's not much more to it. He needs runners around him, and he probably needs runners which aren't necessarily like Werner. It would have been better on the wing anyway. It would have been better if Werner was playing through the middle and you had Pulisic and Ziyech. I think that creates a bit more movement and a bit more to it. But we are where we are, isn't it? We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Next club to talk about, obviously, is Spurs. Spurs, obviously, they've had they've had an interesting start to the season, I guess. Obviously, once again, like we mentioned earlier, they got that huge result over United, and pretty much Kane and Son have been on good form throughout the season. Bale's looking like some old man, to be fair. He's finished. He's done out here, bro. He's done out here. When he's running, it's like there's a ghost pulling back his shirt, bro. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I watched a bit of that Stoke game, but I wasn't really checking for him still. I didn't realize he was playing at first.
You don't realize he's playing. He looks so slow. His mobility is limited.
Abdul don't play football.
Huh?
So Abdul don't play football for 2 years. He just came over here for a free trip to London.
Listen, everybody can see why now, yeah. Like, obviously at the time there was a lot of noise, but now, listen, Zidane was right, bro.
I don't know about that.
Bro, when Zidane was watching my
play
guy
for
in
2
training,
years,
bro.
though. Yeah, but you don't play him for 2 years. This is what's going to happen,
bro. He saw
like, if Arsenal bring back Ozil now, do you think he's going to be a world beater?
No, like, it won't be. I don't think Ozil's going to be. Ozil hasn't got mad injuries, in it. Like, Bale, more time, he's got mad injuries. Like, he looks like if he goes full pelt, his hammy's going to snap, bro.
Yeah, but Hazard's had a few as well, though. And to be honest, let's put it this way: you say that about Real Madrid, but they could have used him. Whether or not you could say, okay, we can say now he looks finished and blah blah blah, but it's not like Real Madrid were bloody moving like even knocked them out of the Champions League last year. Because I'm sure they went out early. Was it Dortmund? No, it wasn't Dortmund. Was it PSG? No.
Who knocked out Madrid last year, bro?
I don't know. I can't think. It wasn't Liverpool. It definitely weren't Chelsea. Man City. Man City knocked them out.
Shocking.
Man City.
Good. That's shocking.
Yeah, Man City knocked them out. Yeah, exactly. So
that's shocking.
They weren't even really in those games. I remember those games. They weren't in them like that. I think they lost the first one.
I don't know, man. Bale just looks, I don't know. I reckon Zidane saw this and he said, allow it. He said, allow it. He said, allow it, man.
But the thing with Zidane is, remember last year when he wanted to go to China, they stopped it.
Yeah.
So what for what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That man would have paid the wages as well. So
It's a weird one, isn't it?
is what it
But
is.
so like Spurs, I don't know, man. Like obviously we've got to talk about the boss. We've got to talk about Mourinho and his tactics. So yeah, we all know, like you mentioned, like you sort of mentioned earlier, with Mourinho, he's approach to big games tends to be, as long as we don't lose, it's a good result. Yeah, and then we'll try and beat the other teams. So he Spurs team are pretty much compact, quite a compact team. Obviously, like I said earlier, Kane and Son are the ones really just pulling them through. Obviously, Holberg's come in and done a good job in midfield. Dombele's playing all right. The left back's playing pretty well. What's his name? Regulion, is that you say his name?
Regulion.
Yeah. So like they've been. He's made them more sturdy, but then obviously there was the whole talk was, are they title contenders? And I think now I think it's been revealed now that really they're just top four contenders now. They're not.
Wow.
I
So who
don't.
are the title contenders though? Then
I mean, listen. Right now, it's only really Liverpool, isn't it?
okay,
Liverpool.
cool.
Yeah,
You just all right, fine.
Liverpool are the standout team. Obviously, as a United fan, it hurts to say it. I mean, listen, listen. I would love to have a title race this season with Liverpool, and if we was to ever do one over Liverpool,
You've got them
listen,
though
you know
soon,
that
right?
I've got a flip. You know, I've got a hit list of people lined up, Rubai. Yeah,
Yeah, but
cool,
you
cool.
got them soon though.
Yeah, listen. Anyway, let me not hype because this could get pulled up real quick. So let's just say that game's coming around soon, innit? And we'll see what's going on in it. But yeah, like for me, Liverpool are the outstanding team. But yeah, like so in regards to Spurs, I just think like they're top four contenders. Yeah, what's your views on them? What's your views?
I don't like Spurs, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. I'm not really interested in them to be honest. They'll get top four probably. I don't know who's gonna get top four actually. Let me not make no guesses, but all I
Hmm.
know is they're a bit. You know what we know what they're about, man. They're just here for that counter thing and let them play, and we'll see what happens. Kane usually gets injured anyway,
Hmm.
eventually in the season, and that usually hurts them. So let's see what happens when Kane gets injured. See if
But
they've
you
got
see,
enough
but you
metal
see
to
the
get
guy,
through
the
it.
other guy, been scoring in Europe. You know that Vinicius.
Yeah, but come on, bro. Like, even Pepe's got like 6 goals in Europe, bro. Man can't even hit.
All
Did you see
right,
his
so
shots yesterday?
that that helps us to slowly move into a team that is I think it's safe to say they're formally part of the Big Six now. Um,
Nah. They're not. They're not. You
for,
talking about Arsenal?
yeah, formally
They can't
part
be
of the
part of. Nah. You can't be fighting
formally.
relegation battles.
Yeah, that's to say they're
No.
formally. Listen, the Big Six
Oh,
now.
former. They're
Yeah,
a former
yeah,
Big Six
Big Six
member.
now.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
I
Sorry,
would
sorry.
say that Leicester have replaced Arsenal in the Big Six. I would say
Um,
Leicester. Yeah, I'd say Leicester have taken Arsenal's place in terms of recent times in the Big Six, because Leicester's always up there and Arsenal's kind of
this
struggling.
is won the league, bro.
Exactly, in recent history as well. So but yeah, so Arsenal, man, okay. All right. They're having a shocker, yeah. Like they're having a shocker. And Arsenal's problem is once again is going forward. Like you know what? Am I being generous? It's kind of all
No,
over.
it's not just going forward. Yeah, it's not just going
Yeah,
forward. But they've
it's
got Chelsea on Saturday, so I'm going to be careful what I say.
yeah. Well,
Let me not
I,
jinx that situation.
in fact, I'll let you start this one. What do you think is going wrong at Arsenal?
They don't know what they're doing.
Mm.
That's basically it. These players don't know what they're doing. It's simple as that. Um, it doesn't. It seems like games just drift with them. There's no real emphasis. Like there's nothing really going on in the games in general. And then obviously, and they just seem to concede the game a lot in general. Like, and I
Mm.
think the last game, I don't know who did they play last after before Man City. I think it wasn't Southampton. It was someone else. West Ham. No, it was Southampton. I don't remember, but they played a game. I think it might have been on the weekend, and it
Mm.
was very. I believe they lost actually. Burnley? Was that the Monday?
Hold on. Didn't Arsenal lose to Southampton?
No, they drew 1-1, didn't they?
Walcott.
Didn't they draw that game? I'm sure they drew that one.
I'll
It was
pull that
Burnley
up
they
now.
lost to.
I mean, obviously, yesterday Arsenal got hammered.
Yeah,
Oh,
yesterday.
Arsenal lost to Everton.
That was it, Everton. Okay,
Mm.
so yeah, it's like the game they just don't do anything. I remember, they lost 2-1. They just don't do anything because Pepe scored a pen. They just don't do anything in the games and they're not scoring from open play, which kind of sums it up. Nothing is really happening in the match.
Mm.
There's not enough. You can say it's not enough creativity, but throughout the team, there's problems, and I think they're just a bit lazy. They seem a bit lazy as well.
That's a weird one to say they're lazy as well, though, because obviously with Arteta, he's obviously tried to focus more on the workhorses, though. Putting El Neni in, obviously he signed up Thomas Partey.
And
Yeah,
Willian.
these people seem like
Tobias. I don't think he covers much. I would doubt he covers much ground, to be
yeah.
honest. And Willian, boy, don't know
I
what
don't
he's
know,
been
man.
doing.
Like with Arsenal, listen, we can even go in on this club because let's actually really look at the journey. And you know what, Arsenal fans who's watching, you can correct me if I'm wrong, yeah. So let's just go all the way back to when you guys was leaving Highbury, yeah. When you guys left Highbury and you got the new stadium, the whole talk was, boom, for the next couple of years we're going to be paying off the stadium. And then when we finish paying off the stadium, we're going to start making huge investments. We're going to be competing financially with the biggest clubs in Europe when it comes to acquiring players. All right. You go through a couple of years, you pay off your stadium. Now, I was trying to think about this the other day. Who've Arsenal invested heavily in?
No, they have to spend a lot. Lacazette was 60 million, wasn't he?
It's like, is it 60 million?
I'm sure it was about that, Unless I'm seeing things. No, let me check
60
that.
million for real.
And we know Pepe's 72.
Man's put, well, that 60 million's gone to that beard, bro.
No, I'm sure Lacazette was that. I'm sure. Maybe I'm mad.
I don't know
Let me
what's
check this.
going on there, bro.
Let me say Lacazette. I'm checking this now because I'm sure maybe it was 50, but I'm sure I remember high money.
So Arsenal's big signings in like recent years.
Okay, I'm wrong. Wait, hold on. So it says he was the fee was okay. It's not 60 million. It was 46.5 million plus 6.1 million in add-ons. So it's basically about 52. 60 million, 52. Whatever. Put the 8 million away. It's 50 million.
Right, so Lacazette.
It's not change.
They put money
Pepe.
into Lacazette. They put money into Pepe. That's over what, a 4-year, 5-year plan.
Aubameyang was how much? 40?
Hold on, Pepe's in total what?
72. I'm sure he's 72.
Hey, listen.
But it's over a long period. It has to be 72. There's no way it wasn't 72. I remember because everyone was taking the mick.
Okay.
So Pepe.
72.
Yeah, 72 million.
Mad. Okay. Then you've got
Aubameyang.
How much is Aubameyang?
I think he's probably about 40.
Then obviously they've invested in Thomas Partey recently. He's the most recent one.
56 million.
Who's that?
Aubameyang.
Okay.
Aubameyang, 56.
So with them, you got to remember with them. I think I guess they have invested in the squad. Then that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's not like they haven't spent. Yeah,
it
hasn't borne fruits, but it's not like they haven't spent no money at all.
Like the reality is as well. Okay, remember, like I don't know.
Xhaka was about 30.
I feel like the club's really it's the club from the top is mismanaged like pretty much badly, yeah. And like you got to remember, Arsenal charged the highest season ticket prices in Europe, bro.
Yeah, but that's because they're in London as well, though. That's part of it.
Yeah, but bro, it's really bad because listen, let's call a spade a spade. As of today, Arsenal in a relegation battle. As of today, yeah. And worst case scenario, I don't think Arsenal will get relegated, but you know what I mean. It is what it is. But just saying as it is today. But if worst case
2020 is mad, fam.
Relegated. Listen, when you're talking about having to sell players and drop the wage and chop the wage bill, all this and that, it will be a mazine for Arsenal, bruv. It will be mad. I don't know.
It would. But no, there's not even a proper but. It would, but they'd have to do it, bruv. And we are where we are, fam. Big teams have gone down before. Arsenal, you'd say it would be crazy, but I don't know. Like, well, it would be, but it's look, realistically, if they get relegated, deserve it, bro. They know where they are right now, and they've got plenty of money and time to sort this out. So if they get relegated, good for them.
Listen, if they're
I just hope we get the 3 points on the weekend. If they get relegated, it's going to be problematic for the fan base.
It'd be mad.
Let alone
away to Millwall and that at the Den. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want that, bro.
Yeah. But for me, like if they were to get relegated, mate, listen, I'll expect United to run straight in and take Saka on a cheap as well, bro. I
think Man City.
Yeah, if you get relegated, you have to start selling your players on a cheap. Yeah. Listen, Saka would have to come to the club immediately, bro. After that, it's a bit peak, but yeah, man, it's serious trouble for Arsenal, man. So yeah, just want to move on to the next topic then. So, like, I know recently the team of the year, the FIFA team of the year came out. I haven't actually seen it, so I'll let you run with this one.
Let me think. See if I know this all off head. So, in goals, Alisson. Right back, Trent. Centre backs, Thiago, Van Dijk and Ramos. Left back, Alphonso Davies.
Hold on. Let's go back. Okay. Let's just get the major awards out of the way. So, Champions League winners this year is Bayern, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But Liverpool won the World Club Championship. Was that this year?
Yeah, but come on, man. You know
No. But I'm just trying to think about it, how FIFA would think about it. So did they win it?
That has nothing to do with it, bro.
Yeah.
Because Klopp won it. Klopp won it last year as well.
Okay, so Bayern won the Champions League. Okay, Alisson, I've got no argument with that. Trent's right back, right?
Yeah, he is.
For the year of...
The problem is, I can't think of who would go in above him, but he's not that great. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, he is not that great.
Trent's a baller, man. I know you mean.
Not that great.
Defensively, there's the problem, but Trent's a good baller, man.
That's the point, fam. End of the day, it's not just about... Anyway, we'll see when the Euros come in it, because he probably won't even be in starting right back. I'm not saying the shots, I'm saying the facts.
Okay. What you saying? Lamptey? No, joking. But yeah, go.
I'm not even joking, bro. Anyway, so that's one. And Ramos, okay. I don't understand how Ramos is making that team all the time.
Hang on. So it's Trent, then Ramos.
Trent, VVD, Ramos, and Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies makes sense because he caused a lot of damage, bro, in that Champions League. And Van Dijk, fair enough. But Ramos, for what? All he did last year was score pens for Spain. I know they won La Liga. Fair enough, they won La Liga. That's true. But Ramos, come on, behave yourselves, bro. That man is just throwing names in there just for the sake of throwing names in there, bro. And I'm not with that one. I'm sorry, I'm not having that.
Okay. Actually, no, have I gone mad? I can't think of any other centre backs who've had a good season. This is going to sound dumb.
Depends what league you're looking at, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a bit Liberty because, to be honest, obviously the only league I really watch. Well, I don't really watch Spanish football anymore, anyway. Italian football is kind of dead. German football, they're not going to throw Boateng in there, so unless they're going to do something like, say, Thiago Silva, then I can see your point, but I don't care. Ramos shouldn't be in that team. Whoever you're going to put in, Ramos shouldn't be in that team. He's done nothing. In my opinion, he's done nothing to be in that team because he's probably been in it for the past 4 or 5 years anyway. Can't be going on past reputations.
Obviously, that's what they're doing with him. But I don't recall him having an outstanding year of 2020.
He probably just picked up another 5 red cards.
Trust me. All right, who's the midfield? What's the system? 4-3-3.
It's 4-3-3. So it's Kimmich, Thiago. Who's the other centre mid? Oh, I think it's De Bruyne. To be honest, I can't argue with that. Go on. Try and bring up Fernandes or something like that. Even though he was only at Man United for half a season. He was only at Man United for half a season, so it doesn't count. But go on.
You know what? All right, no,
He's top of the Premier League for assists, and chances created. Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne. Okay,
So there's not even any question, bro.
he's in
And
FIFA.
Kimmich and Thiago Alcantara speak for themselves. And whether it's
Yeah,
for club or country,
that's not a debate.
whether it's
But
for club or country, Kevin De Bruyne is on point, fam. I don't think anyone could take. I don't see anyone taking him out of that team.
the fact that I can't think of any other name is probably an issue. And like you said, the only other person statistically that comes close is Bruno. However, at that point in time, he wasn't playing Champions League, and you can't.
Well, it's FIFA World Pro, not Champions League.
I know, but that I also think
you
need to look at like what level were they playing at.
Of course, I agree. I'm just saying.
So for me, yeah, it's all good that Bruno's done what he's done in the Prem, and previous to that, it was in the Portuguese league for the year of 2020. And there's only a little bit in the Portuguese league actually for this year, because then he came straight to United for most of the year, innit? So you're only going by Premier League, and maybe because for international, it's not like he's really done like great. So yeah, I can understand why Bruno wouldn't be ahead of KDB to get in that team. But however, I'm thinking, is there other midfielders across Europe who've done better than KDB?
You could struggle.
Who did Bayern play in the final?
PSG.
Oh, PSG. Okay.
Behave, bro. It's Verratti, Idrissa Gueye, and Verratti doesn't even play most because he's injured. So Idrissa Gueye and Herrera, it's not happening.
All right. And the other
Marquinhos.
finalists were who? Leipzig and
Leon.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, it was Leon.
All right. Cool. All right.
You're not going to get there, bro. You're not going to get there, bro.
Push on.
You're not moving the team.
Up front.
Lewandowski, Ronaldo, and Messi. And to be honest, again, it's a bit like going on past reputations with Messi, and probably maybe more Messi than with Ronaldo, but because at least you can say Ronaldo won Serie A. But
hasn't Mane had a good year though, bro?
That's what I said. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I said. But yeah, that's so Salah, right? But technically, Champions League, that man got popped.
There's a case for that. There's a case. Yeah, no, but there's a case for both of them. I mean, to be honest though, do you know what it is? It's them stat pad players, though, isn't it? So players like Ronaldo and Messi, like they just continuously have high numbers all the time.
Yeah. So to some extent, so you can't have it both ways. I think.
Yeah.
They already put 2 Liverpool players in there anyway. So
who got what about manager of the year and that?
No, that's
who is it?
There, bro. It's Klopp.
Jurgen. Because he won the Premier League.
I don't know why. I didn't vote, so.
Wait. Hold on.
We're gonna get into that, bro. we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
So if you in Premier League, you get manager of the year.
I've got a point on this, but we're gonna get into that. Don't worry, we're gonna get into that.
Wait, listen. So we're trying to say, yeah, if Oli was to win the Premier League, he's gonna win FIFA Manager of the Year, based on this.
We'll get into that. That's not necessarily true, but we'll get into that.
Okay, all right.
No way I want to get into it.
All right, let's move on to the next topic, innit? So, like, yeah, we've been doing this lately just to have a little fun and games with this. So we're going to do start, sub, sell. The 3 players we're going to focus on are a bit of a complicated position for England, and that is their attacking mid / number 8s / whatever you want to call them. So I was thinking to throw Foden in there, but I'm not going to go with Foden. We're going to go with Mount, Grealish, and Maddison.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So, but you know England plays 3 at the back.
Yeah. But
so
them guys, you would argue all of them guys need to be in English squad.
I don't disagree with you, but if England's playing 3 at the back with 2 wing backs, that means and we know Kane, Sterling, and Rashford, right? Probably. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Which means there's only 2 places in the middle of the park, and Henderson's got one of them. So the other one probably goes for Declan Rice, which means probably none of them get in the team from.
And you know what? It's very interesting you say that, yeah, because like them man are ballers, bruv. like all of them are ballers. Like, and if we want to throw in the fourth guy, Foden, like, to be fair, Foden, Grealish, Maddison, Mount need to be all in this squad. And to be fair,
No, they'll probably all be in the squad. But
they
let's
should,
be real, bro.
but
Not
and
one of them
they
started.
should be on the pitch, bro. No, I'm not basing it on the England formation. I'm just saying.
No. If it's 4-3-3 or like a 4-2-3-1, then one of them could definitely play.
Mm,
But if it's not, they won't. There's no chance, bro. Because Henderson has to play and Declan Rice has to play as well. Those are like his stalwarts. I'm not saying they have to play. I'm saying that is what's going to happen. And you know it. You can wish for much as you like, but you know them two are going to start.
Listen,
he's not dropping Henderson.
You know it'd be sick.
And then man love Declan Rice, bro.
Listen, if they played 4-3-3, yeah, and they had one DM in the form of Declan, because Declan's got the energy and the lungs to get around. And if it's not even Declan, even man like Kelvin Phillips as well can do it as well. But if they was to play 4-3-3 with one holding, yeah, then you can now explore two in the form of a Foden, a Mount, Grealish, Maddison.
Yeah, if you're going to play two, the only one who, let's put it this way, two of them are more, in fact, basically two definitely two of them are more 10 than 8. Maddison and Grealish are more 10 than 8.
Yeah.
So because in essence, wow, how am I forgetting his name? Mount comes in for Chelsea, coming at around centre mid, kind of. But it's a bit of a mixture between him and Kante and Jorginho, and Kovacic. So he could come in in essence as a CM, but in the grand scheme of things, and then obviously we have to play Grealish because I think he's not starting over any of them. Like, I think Maddison's a bit injury prone, and I think I think if it was just based on quality, you start Grealish. If it's based on more likely what the formation is going to be and politics, you play Mount.
What's your personal start sub sell? So say for example, only one of them can get in. What's your start sub sell?
What playing where?
Okay, let's just go 10.
Making stuff up. 10. Okay, well, it has to be Grealish, right? So it's going to be Grealish. I pick Mount. Do you know why? Do you know what Maddison is? I do, and not that it's. And to be fair, you could say this about me. Do you know what I need to see? I need to see more Maddison playing at the highest levels.
Okay.
I don't really see him playing for England or because even though Aston Villa's not in European competitions.
Has he played?
Exactly. No, he must have.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. I'd assume he must have.
He gets picked, he's injured.
Injured. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. So while I know Grealish, he'll do the job anyway. So that's why I can pick Grealish and put him in there. And Mount does play in Europe. So I think it gives him a bit of an advantage. But Maddison, at the highest level, I just don't see him. So from there, I just can't give it to him. I just have to get rid of him. What about you?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to go the same three. I'm starting Grealish regardless of Grealish starts in my England team.
You say regardless of formation, you're going to play in DMF, bro. You're playing with the two. You're going to get breached. You're going to get breached. You're playing with the two. You're going to get breached.
No, but maybe one of Rashford or Sterling would get dropped for Grealish for me, bro.
Never stop dropping Sterling, bro.
Listen.
To be fair, Rashford will probably get dropped because he's trying to do that whole universal credit increase, bro. And I know the government don't like that. So Rashford definitely get dropped.
You know what? To be fair, yeah, this sounds mad. I would start Rashford over Sterling, bro. But that's another discussion, isn't it? But
it'll never happen.
But Grealish, yeah, this is gonna sound mad to some, but I've been really when I've been watching Grealish, do you know who he reminds me of, bro?
Don't say Zidane.
No. He reminds me of Neymar, bro. Not in terms of the skill factor, though Grealish has skill. Just the areas they pick the ball up and the way
I can see.
Do you know what I mean?
To some extent, but I'd say the difference is he's a lot
exactly
stronger.
the same thing as Neymar. They pick the ball up and they always try to take on 2 or 3 players. They always drag 2 or 3 players towards them. They win the most amount of free kicks. I swear Grealish has got some stupid amount of
No, it definitely gets fouled a
yeah.
lot.
Like when I watch Grealish and just how he plays, he's like Neymar, bruv.
Mm,
He's like Neymar for real.
mm.
And when I'm looking at that, I love players who just kind of take responsibility. Grealish should be starting. Grealish is levels, bruv. Like, listen, a top six side. It was banter at the beginning of the season when they were charging. When they said if you want it, was it 80?
Well, I don't think it was Banner, to be honest. And realistically, I said it. If thing is 80 million, he should definitely have been 80 million. Maguire's 80 million, he's definitely 80 million. Man should have just paid the money. Because the problem now is going to be 100.
Bro.
And I remember a few years ago when Tottenham wanted him and they said 40 million and Tottenham were chatting shit. They should have paid him. They should have paid the money, bruv.
Yeah. Yeah. Grealish is level. So yeah, he should be starting for England all the time. That's just my opinion. And to be honest, it'll be interesting to see where he goes. He cannot be at Villa next season. No
Why not?
disrespect to Villa, and it's
If they get Europa, why not?
True, but I'm sure he's probably got Grealish has to play in the Champions League one day, bro. He has to.
Like,
He's
he
that
could
good.
Matt Letizia, bro.
He could be Matt Letizia. You know what I mean? They never really get to experience that, but Grealish is levels, man. And it'll be good to see him start in the Euros and just be England's leading player. But anyway, all right, then, man. So yeah, moving on. You know what I mean? This is the segment that everybody, you know what I mean? People tune in for this. You know what I mean? People have late nights, you know what I mean? They can't get to sleep because they know the next day we're going to be chatting about this topic, and that is the straight red section. So, start with you. Who's your straight red?
All right, so my straight red is going to everyone from all these national teams that decided to give Jurgen Klopp this award for the second year in a row. The award's only been going for 4 years. And the winners are, starting with 2016, Claudio Ranieri, 2017, Zinedine Zidane, 2018, Didier Deschamps, 2019, Jurgen Klopp, 2020, Jurgen Klopp. So Jurgen Klopp's won 2 out of the, basically, I say 4 years, but it's 5, right? Yeah, it's 5 years. So Klopp's won it 2 out of 5, right? And I'm all for, I think Jurgen Klopp's a very good coach. He's a fantastic coach. Let me not even play it down. But I don't understand what the thought process was to give him this award from those coaches. Yes, Liverpool did win the Premier League, and people will say the Premier League is the toughest league to win, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you can just rule out all those other leagues like that, first of all. And second of all, hands Dieter Flick, I don't even know how many games Bayern lost last year, but the demolition, the way they took care of that Champions League, it was like they were never losing it. It was strong, it was clean, it was consistent. I think they even did a treble last year.
I think so.
Did they win the cup?
I'm not sure if they won.
They definitely won the league.
Mm.
They might not have actually. No, I think they did. So they. I think they did a treble. And I just don't understand it, to be honest, because if they were giving it to Klopp the year before for winning Champions League, and you're giving it to.
Oh, no, listen to what he said. Ranieri won it. That's only because he won the league.
Yeah, but come on, that's Leicester City, bro. Let's be real, fam. That's like once in a 4,000 years situation, bro. That a team comes, because they almost got relegated the year before. They were like 17th, weren't they? And then they won the Prem. Like the difference, the flip and the difference is too much. While to give it to Liverpool for winning the league, you have to think, okay, Didier Deschamps, that makes sense because we won the World Cup. To some extent, that makes sense. But to give it to Jurgen Klopp for winning the Champions League, but not to give it to someone else who also did the same thing, it comes like what? Is it just you give it to the person who wins the Champions League, or I don't even know. I don't even know what the context of it is. I don't even know what the context of it is.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing,
to me, it just doesn't make any sense. And I know it's voted on by specific people, like national team coaches and stuff like that, which is what also won Klopp the award, because they actually got the same amount of votes. But for me, it's an L, bruv. And not taking anything away from
you. You know what I mean? With the hate.
They can at me. They can at me, bruv. But end of the day, Bayern's record last year, I think it was something damn like they lost 3 games out of like 53 in all competitions, something stupid like that. And they were, the way they destroyed Barcelona, they were impervious. Like they were on job. They were on job, bruv, and they just looked
We all know
serious, bruv. So
when Alphonso
I'm not.
Davies did that on the left wing, bruv.
This is what I'm saying. So yeah, for me, that's a for the people that voted for that. That's a red, man. That's an L, man. I'm not for that, bruv. I'm not for that. What about you?
Yeah, like, do you know what? Once again, mine, and I sort of alluded to it earlier. It's just Arsenal as a club. Yeah,
Don't do that, man.
Yeah, no, do you know what? It used to be
They got
funny.
us on the weekend. Don't jinx it, bro.
You know what, though? It used to be funny, man. I used to really enjoy it, like when Arsenal got a loss, and you tune in and you see Arsenal fan TV, and it's bare pain. But you know what? Now it's not even banter anymore, bruv. Like, it's not even funny. Like, Arsenal are really struggling for real. And I think like yesterday as well, not yesterday, what day is it? 2 days ago when they lost to City 4-1, it was like, this is embarrassing, man. They're just getting, like you said, like the boxing analogy again, bruv. Like, do you know what's so mad? It's this time, usually, I remember when Kell Brook fought Triple G, yeah? Kell Brook was fighting for his life, bruv. And then eventually his coach threw in the towel, bruv. I feel like with Arsenal, bruv.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like with Arsenal, bruv, they're just watching, bruv. They're just getting punched up, bruv. And man, they're not throwing in the towel, bruv. I feel like the owners are taking a mick, bruv. Listen,
but what's the owners done though? Like, by not sacking Arteta.
I think Arteta's at his depth, bruv.
Yeah, but to be honest, let's be realistic. I know we got them in the weekend, but let's be real, fam. Before he got that job, I don't understand why everyone thought he was going to be such a great coach. That's my opinion. From the start, I remember some people said to me, but he's worked under Pep. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people have worked under a lot of managers before. I don't think that makes any difference to anyone. So, well, it does make a difference, but let's be realistic. How many men have worked under Mike underneath Fergie? You got Mike Phillips, Carlos Queiroz,
McLaren.
Yeah, that didn't really do it. Okay, Chelsea. You say AVB, Brendan Rodgers. All right, Brendan Rodgers doing a good job, so fair enough. AVB. Nah, you're not that guy. Who else? Then we've got who else has worked under Pep? You got Van Gaal. Okay, you can say Mourinho. Whatever, bruv. My point is, it doesn't work like that, bro. So I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but this is the cost of the experiment, and hopefully it lasts over this weekend.
All right, then, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Straight Red Football Channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share the show as well. It's been your boy Silent K. It's been your boy O Guns. Until next time, peace. Have a good one, peeps. Have a Merry Christmas as well.
Yeah, and Happy New Year. Let's see what happens over the Christmas games. Because if Chelsea get popped on Saturday, you might not see me to the New Year. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, mate.